Hey team, I'm back with my coronavirus hair, aka I'm home all the time and don't have to worry about it till I see my face on this live thing. I'm pretty excited about today's focus. Excited, please read nervous and terrified. I like to tell myself things that aren't true until I make them true, so I'm gonna say excited. Before we even talk about what we're going to do today, make sure you have two weighted objects. If you were with me yesterday, or at least for the beginning, the video, something happened, I'm not sure. You could reuse the same ones, but really you want anything that you could hold on your shoulders while you move. I'm going to go grab mine, so you can go grab yours too. And let's see. See that? Kind of? Hold on. Let me move this back. All right. So today's focus is be a beginner. What do I mean by that? I mean lots of different things. It's really embracing that point in a process where you know nothing, which for me is really scary, and I think that's true probably for a lot of people, is like deciding you're going to face that fear and try something. I think that's really cool. I contemplated making this a Zoom workout, but I think there's really a benefit to you being able to do whatever you want on the other side of that screen and nobody seeing it. Hopefully that's helping you face your fears. But the other thing about being a beginner is you just get the joy of learning something new. Like the way I talk about it in my head, and negative to me, but when I'm a beginner at something, I'm like, wow, I'm gonna suck at this, and I'll always be better than I am today because it's my first time. So it kind of gives me freedom to just be like, well, I'm a beginner. It sucks. It's my first rodeo, not my second. But the other thing is, I'm asking you to be a beginner today. Maybe what we're doing is not new to you. It's all moves you've done. You can still embrace what it means to be a beginner by working on quality, right? Or looking at it from a new aspect, refining your technique. So my goal for you today in the workout is to be a beginner, but I'd also love to see how you pull that into your life. Like, how can you bring the joy of learning something new into a positive mindset for you? You know, maybe you're a beginner at working from home. Maybe you're a beginner at, homeschooling your kids. Maybe you're a beginner at, you're going to try a new craft or food while you're under this quarantine life. So yeah, embrace being a beginner. Know that it's uncomfortable. Know that it's fearful, but do it anyways. So we'll see that after we get warmed up. We're going to go ahead and start with our usual, the arm and leg swing. So swing your arm side to side 10 times. Get that blood flowing. If you've been here with me before, don't count how many times I swing because I'm not good at counting. Just wherever 10, that feels like 10. Then you're going to do 10 times up and down. So just really get that blood flowing to your shoulders. And then we're going to move on to our hips. I like to put my hand on the wall, or you could grab a chair. It's 10 times forward and back. And then face the object, and you're going to do 10 times side to side. Then go ahead and switch legs. All right, so I said be a beginner. I'm going to embrace my fears and do something I've never done before on video. I'm anticipating failure, probably some frustration, but hopefully some joy in learning something new. And I'm gonna ask the same for you. So I'm gonna be working on this challenge that I saw where you go from a push-up into a handstand push-up. But I want all of us to take, let's see, what time is it? Let's take 10 minutes to work on getting upside down. Before I try my challenge, I'm gonna go ahead and go through some versions of what upside down might look like for you. And hopefully you can find something for you to play around with. So for the next 10 minutes, you're gonna goof around with getting upside down and being a beginner, and or find two weighted objects. So I'm using the same thing I used yesterday, 2 water jugs. I'm gonna be holding them on my shoulders. You can get anything you want that you can put on your shoulders. Let me grab my clock. Timer. 10 minutes. And go. So version number 1, if you've never been upside down before, I recommend getting a pillow or some object. I'm gonna use a life jacket because we're out in my garage and that's what I have. But you're gonna wanna put this down and you're gonna wanna make a tripod. So head, hand, hand. You don't want your hands next to your head. That's not a tripod. You want them in front of it. Same thing when we go down upside down. Here's why. If I'm pushing from here, it's a lot more difficult than pushing from here, right? So if you've never been upside down, I want you to practice headstands by making a tripod, put your head down, and just practice kicking your feet up, right? Okay? And then if you want to move on from there, sorry, I'm going to tuck my shirt in. You can go from kicking your feet up to putting your knees on your elbows. If you're like, okay, you can go from there to an actual headstand. Be ready to fall. That's part of the process when you're a beginner. If you have a wall, you can kick it that way. So get your tripod, kick your feet up, do your headstand. Sorry about that. My computer took over. We have about 8 more minutes, so find that version that works for you. I'm going to move into something a little more difficult. I don't know how it's going to go, but I heard you could do a push-up into a handstand push-up and try to get as many as possible. If you have questions about inversions, headstands, handstands, now's a good time to ask me because I'm going to need breaks. I can check the comments. See if I can do it without my legs. Kinda. So much fun, so much hard. Remember, you don't have to do what I'm doing. We're just playing around with, another 7 more minutes of what can you do to get upside down. Facebook Live, gone bad. We watch as Lisa crashes. Just kidding. I hope you're having fun out there doing your headstands. We got about another 5 minutes. Whoops. Almost. If you're wondering about kicking into a handstand, the wall's a great technique. If you want to kick it up a little more and make it a little more difficult to learn how to walk, one of the things I recommend is taking a few steps back and then walking into the wall so you can learn where that balance is. I can go ahead and show you one of those. So normally I would kick up to the wall here. But I want to practice walking my hands, so I'm going to take a few steps back. And that allows me the confidence to go ahead and slam into the wall. If you feel okay walking on your hands, that drill, it works for you, but you're still struggling and learning how to walk on your hands is something you want, I have another drill that can help with that. Grab something solid, not a pillow. I happen to have Gainz here. Use a wall in your house. It doesn't have pictures on it or you'll be in trouble. You kick up to a handstand, and then from here, you practice transferring your weight by stepping on and off said object. So that's a great drill to teach you the balance. Another 3 minutes, it'd be a beginner. I don't know about you all, but I feel super uncomfortable, especially being on camera. But that was kind of the point, right? Like, do something you wouldn't normally do, feel uncomfortable, but learn how to embrace the joy throughout. So I think I'm gonna go back to headstand to handstand because that's something I'm not very great at and would love to be better. Got my fancy gym life jacket here. If you're still working on headstands, don't forget that tripod, right? Hey, not too bad. When weightlifters try gymnastics. That's what's going on here, folks. Frustration. But it's all good. Growth. We've got about another minute, so I'm going to give myself one more try. Hopefully, you had fun trying something new. And don't forget, we are going to need a weighted object for the actual workout today. chin. Oops, sorry. About 30 more seconds. I'd also recommend getting music because I can't play any. It's really weird working out without music. That might be something I want to. Looking up at the names. Super excited to see you all here. Kayla, Doug, Kelly, Kirsten for a little bit. Hopefully you're working out and enjoying it. I know this like 3 p.m. time. It's always like, I'm so glad when it comes. It gives me something to do, and I like sharing with you. So our time is up. If you have questions about handstand stuff, I am not an expert, but I can tell you everything that I do know, so feel free to message me. Right now we're going to just move on into part 2, the actual workout itself. So we have 2 moves you'll see in there. Toe touches and front rack lunges. So for the toe touches, you're really going to be challenging your core and your hip flexors. Let's see. Okay. So you're going to land on the ground. Naturally, you have this curve. You're going to pull your belly button to your spine and lift your chin like a crunch. And then from here, you're going to pull your toes all the way. Right? Hands behind and up. If you have really tight hamstrings, your toe touch could look like this, and that's okay. If you're struggling to do those, we can switch to leg lifts. Put your hands under for support, and just lift them up. Okay? Do a couple of those. And then part 2 is front rack lunges. So whatever object you have, front rack means this shoulder girdle here. So once you have your elbows up, it makes like a table. Luckily mine have handles, so I'm just gonna put them on my shoulders. And once they're there, take a step forward and back, forward and back. A key for this workout, we're going for slow and quality. So when you do those lunges, if your knees are slamming into the ground, that means you're not using your muscles. So slow it down, use control. That's going to get you a better workout than just speeding through them, because the point today is that controlled contraction or really building strength in those legs. Good news is after 10 minutes of playtime, this should be a quick workout. We're just going to do 2 rounds. We're going to start off with 20 toe touches, go into 20 lunges, repeat, and then we're done. We'll stretch. So let me give it a second, see if there's any questions. I don't see any, but I got a thumbs up, so I'm going to assume that means it's time to go. Yeah, I don't have any music to start, which I'm still getting used to, but get your jams on because we're getting ready. And 3, 2, 1, go! Hey, did I ever tell you I was bad at math? We're actually doing 3 rounds. get 20 lunges. That's 10 per leg. I'm done with one round. I don't know how far you are. If you're struggling with toe touches like I am, remember, you can switch to leg lifts. All right, stick with it, my friends. Last round, best round. All right. Boom. Added bonus, if you use water jugs, you can drink them after. Couple deep breaths. If you're thinking, you know what, that was good strength, but I don't feel like I got a workout, it's a beautiful day. Go take yourself for a run, a jog, a walk. Maybe if you're new to running, run a little, walk a little, build up that stamina. But for our workout today, we are done. Take some big deep breaths. We're going to do 2 stretches, but I want you to think about that. What does it mean to you to be a beginner? So facing that fear, going back to the basics, and really finding joy in that learning process, whether it's fitness, a new cooking technique, a new way of living or working, just life in general. All right. The first stretch we're going to do, we want to hit our hip flexors. Let me grab my timer. So you're going to go down to a lunge, kind of like the workout. But from here, you're going to push just that back leg back. And you're going to push up on this leg. If that's too much, you can put your hands down, or maybe one hand down, one on your knee. But push as far back as you can. Get that hip flexor. If that's not enough of a stretch, you can actually put your hand on that back hip push down even further. We're going to be here for another 30 seconds. This is a great stretch too if you sit a lot for your job or you're driving, or maybe you have COVID couch life and you feel like, gosh, I'm always on my computer sitting down. Like, this is great for that psoas and hip flexor. Or yoga with Adrienne. She's adorable and hilarious. Has great instructions. Look her up on YouTube. All right, go ahead and switch. I like to come back to all fours, bring my opposite leg up, making sure my knee is over my ankle. Then I'm going to push that back leg back. Get into position. Nice big stretch. Remember, you can put your hand on that back hip and push a little more. Open your rib cage. Shoulders back and down. If you want, you can even lean your head back or side to side. Another 20 seconds. Okay, go ahead and come out of that one. The next one, you want both legs straight. You're going to pull one leg in. It doesn't matter which one you start with. We're not stretching this leg. We're actually stretching the straight legged kind of rib cage area. You're going to grab the inside of your foot. You're going to open up towards the ceiling and pull yourself down. You can take this other hand and put it up behind your head, stretch it out, whichever works for you. Another 10 seconds. Okay. Both legs straight, opposite leg pulls in. Grab the same arm as the straight leg. Grab the inside of your foot. Open your chest up toward the ceiling. Put your hand where it feels comfortable and don't forget to breathe. All right, go ahead and come out of that. And thank you for giving me some of your minutes. Every time you show up, it gives me purpose, and it's a reciprocal process. And I hope you're thanking yourself too, because whether you do a little or a lot, you're really honoring your body and doing something nice for yourself. If you feel like you need more, feel free to reach out. We're always looking for more things that we can do. We just need input from you, our community, for what you need and want. And if you need something more specific, then we can give you through Facebook Live, maybe someone to talk to, help with your recovery journey. Don't forget, we do offer peer services. I have the privilege of being one of the peers for ROCovery. I love my whole team. So if that's you or somebody you know, reach out, call the main line, contact us through email, even a Facebook message if that's all you got. We're here for you. So keep it awesome, be a beginner, and I will see you tomorrow at 3.